Peace, love, and prosperity to all of humanity on planet Earth. This is Abdul Al-Kabir, the de jure and legitimate Sultan of the Empire of Morocco. And it is important to make the distinguishment between me, the true and de jure Sultan, and made up, cooked up imposter based on the establishment of a new regime by the former disgraced and removed chief judge of the empire. It is important for the Moors to know that. Today is Tuesday. Um, what's today's date, Morris? Today is Tuesday 19th,
5 9.
May 19th, 2026, and I'm back at back at you with another session, another class or open discussion. Sorry for the past couple of weeks. Um, it's been rough on Sundays. I'm wide open on Sundays, so I have to change this uh, the schedule to Tuesdays. Sometimes I may do it on Monday. I'm sorry, on Sundays. Flip flop between Sundays and and Tuesdays. But you'll know in advance. Um, and so today's class will be regarding Moroccan repatriation, Moorish repatriation. Why is Article 15 of the Treaty of Madrid of 1880, right of protections in Morocco, why is that article so important to the Moors who have been naturalized in a foreign country? Um, and so let me say this as to the perpetual uh, subject status, Moorish subject status, expatriate status, um, naturalized Negro status that the black man and the black woman are under. Generally, generally speaking, is due to a lack of knowledge of self. You can place a wager. The dollar amount is irrelevant. It could be $1, it could be $1 billion. You would win every single time. If you were to ask the average black person out in the streets about anything regarding this, you would always win in knowing that they don't know. Doesn't matter the dollar amount. It could be $1, it could be $1 billion, it could be $1 million. It's a guaranteed win because 10 out of 10 black people out there have no clue. Well, if the people don't have a clue as to their expatriation status and the mandate that calls for their repatriation, if they don't know that, if our people don't know that, then how do they rise up? There's only one answer. There's only one option. There's only one other thing that can potentially, not officially, but potentially trump nationality. And the only reason why this one thing trumps nationality as it relates to our people is because of the power contained in it. And it's one word. What word is that, Morris? Without knowledge of self, without knowing about the treaties, without knowing about the Article 15 mandate, what is the one thing that can save us? Anyone want to take a shot? I talk about it all the time. It starts with a U.
Unity.
Thank you. Unity. So, bro, Wazir Belinke, Wazir Belinke of Ampag,
Uh,
the jure Ampag, not Ampag 2.0, the fate Watson Ali with all of them, the whole Ampag 2.0, the whole 2.0 rogue group of Moors over there, the shenanigans, state of emergency, removed, Wazir. My question is to you, de jure Wazir of Ampag. What inspired this discussion today, good brother? Could you
well, I would say,
bring light to that?
Islam.
Hmm.
What I would say is, you know, we have officials in the empire that are still associating us with free association and, you know, free association and interdependence or
Integration.
integration with the colonial state. And that's being indigenous and Native American and things of that nature. And it doesn't connect or it's not in harmony with our treaties,
Hmm.
specifically Article 15 of the Treaty of Madrid. Yeah.
Gratitude for that. So the question would be, why is unity the only antidote aside from nationality? Why is unity the only other antidote to um the oppression and suppression and the colonialism and the forced assimilation and all the things that we're dealing with as a people? Why is unity the only other antidote if you don't have knowledge of self? Because we're lacking that. We're lacking both knowledge of self and unity. It's easier to establish unity than knowledge of self, I would assume. Doesn't seem like it, but perhaps. Nonetheless, that's the required ingredient, especially in the absence of your knowledge of self. Why is unity so important? Because we're stronger as a fist than we are as a bunch as spreaded fingers. You see, meaning that. Let me give you an example on what I'm saying. Excuse me. It's irrelevant. All this gerrymandering and uh, the right to vote, or the more black people being able to vote or not vote within the U.S. That's irrelevant. That conversation is ridiculous. It's nonsensical. It's idiotic because that's not what we should be doing anyway. So why do we care about gerrymandering? What do we care about being able to vote within the U.S. jurisdiction or not? You should be establishing your own jurisdiction and voting that, and definitely not federally. If you were to even going to do it as a citizen, you should be doing it locally. Take over each town, right? Take over every local town, uh, parish, county, hmm, township, municipality. Take over those local governments and build from there. That's going to require unity. But what is it that I'm really saying? Okay, so let's talk about, let's say, for example, the we know about what took place in Minnesota with the Somalis and Ilham Omar, right? The Quality Leering Center and whatever fraudulent activity the Somalians had going on up there. So they, according to the United States, they were conducting some uh, fraudulent scheme against the U.S. government and the federal government, something dealing with the taxes, um, and taking advantage of certain government programs, etc. That's illegal, according to them. They say it's criminal. Okay, well, is the Chinese triad a criminal organization? Yeah. Okay. The Italian mob, is that a criminal organization? Yes. Okay. The cartels, Mexican cartels, Guatemalan cartels, whatever cartel. All of these are all of these groups are conducting illegal activity. But what is it that what stands out is the unity. To disregard whether the activity is legal or illegal, that's irrelevant. They're doing something. Now, I don't condone or promote illegal activities. I'm making a point about unity. So, regardless as to whether the activity is legal or illegal, the bottom line is they're able to prevail, right, in unity. So, how many Black people, how many African Americans, how many Moorish subjects, 14th Amendment people in Minnesota got the benefit from the so-called Somali fraud? That's a question for the floor. How many Black people were able to
Zero.
benefit from it? Zero.
I say.
It's I don't, this number does not exist, but the number is negative zero. As a matter of fact, they were complaining that every time they went to, the unemployment office after they lost a job or whatever, or the food stamp office or whatever, the government benefit offices, it would be a long line of Somalis. Yeah, and all these benefits. So they don't even include the Black man in their scheme. That's my point. They keep it to themselves. They organize amongst themselves. So well organized that they have a whole senator and other politicians, local politicians, right? Aldermans, mayors, etc. Somalis. They even were able to take over the government. Or not necessarily take over it, but take, you know, in,
Infiltrate.
in, well, insert themselves in it. That's powerful. That's what unity does. But why do the illegal aliens, so-called illegal aliens, why is it that the Democrats are giving them favors and benefits? Because they're losing the so-called Black vote. That's a hint for you, Black man and Black woman. So they give these people sanctuary cities, giving them immunity from ICE within these sanctuary cities, which is outside of ICE's jurisdiction. Well, this is an attempt to bribe them for their votes. Huh. Imagine that. So what if the Black man and the Black woman stood their ground in unity? I demand this, that, or the third, or you don't get my vote. See, they already know that the Black man is going to vote Democrat regardless. Jermaine Diaz, Spencer, Mr. Black Democrat. Now, did not Malcolm X say, Il Malik, back in the 60s, he said, if you still vote Democrat, you are a traitor to your nation. Well, that's what Jermaine votes. He's a black Democrat. He's an Obama guy. He's a traitor, and he showed it in the past coup attempt, failed coup attempt. He's a traitor to his own people with a black fez on. Dirty Moore with a black fez on. I'm not done with you, sir. Just got a little busy, but I'll never stop, regardless of your so-called threats. I'm not done. And I'm never going to stop. But I'm not saying this to bring that to the point. It just happens to fall in line. He's a black voter, black Democratic voter, and no disrespect to anyone who on the call who is that. But let's go back and examine what Malcolm said, because they have been manipulating us for the black vote. And can someone tell me which president said that they're going to have the black man voting Democrat for the next 200 years? Which president said that? Does anyone recall? Is it? Are we here? Is everyone there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I can't recall something.
I can't recall either myself, but I think it's a Truman or something. But one of the presidents, I think in the 50s or something, or even earlier, they specifically said that they'll have the black man voting Democrat for the next 200 years, and that exactly what happened. It was the Republican Party that so-called freed the slaves. Why is it that the Republican Party uses an elephant as its symbol, and the Democrats use a jackass as its symbol? What are they telling you, black man? What are they telling you, Jermaine? You're a jackass? Well, you done already proved that, sir. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, you and all your cronies. Who was the formidable warrior in Carthage who used elephants to neutralize his enemies? Oh, y'all better answer that question.
Are you talking about the Spartans?
No, no, it was a Moorish warrior who would conduct his war campaigns on elephants or with elephants. You use elephants. There'll be not horseback riding, but elephant back riding
That was
to
Hannibal.
neutralize the. Thank you. Come on. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Hannibal.
yeah, Hannibal. That I was looking for that name. The
Hannibal.
Rock of Gibraltar.
Indeed, Hannibal. So they used the elephants back in those days in the early 1900s and such. I think even the 1800s, not I think, but also the 1800s, the naturalized black man used to be a Republican. And they were bamboozled into becoming Democrats. And then now, well, that's been removed from the conversation, but fast forward quite a few years, you get a black man in office who said, okay, well, men can use girls' bathrooms and play in their sports. They can be boxers, boxing women. LGBTQ comes out of nowhere. What did he do for us? Oh, he spoke some words in Egypt, none of which he said with his chest, but he loves it so much so that he did so many classes about it. Say it with your chest, Obama. It was the Moors who built civilization, not the Muslims. Don't say Muslims. Don't relegate us to a religion. Speak on the national identity of these people or don't say nothing at all. See all this halfway, this half talking, this fork tonguing is in alignment with his personality, isn't it? That's why he loves him so much. He's the ultimate fork tonguer, snake oil salesman. Obama is eloquent with it. It's a Democrat. Now, I don't propose to be neither. What I'm saying, I'm speaking on unity. This is the reason why I believe Diddy is incarcerated. Don't come on. They dropped all the egregious charges and they put him in jail for some minor stuff that all these stars do. Why are you talking about thousand bottles of baby oil? No, he told Charlemagne that he is happy that he has the ability to put together the Black Party. My God, we shouldn't be Democrat, we shouldn't be Republican. If you're going to be a U.S. citizen, you should have the Black Party, where Oprah and Tyler Perry and Jay-Z and Beyonce and all the billionaires and all the multimillionaires and all the entertainers and all the prominent Black folks to show what they call Black excellence come together with their finance to make something happen. Even if it's within the jurisdiction, at least you have your own party that you are financing. Do y'all understand what it is that I'm saying?
Islam. Islam, point of interest.
Uh,
Yeah, brother.
This is what unity for the Europeans did. Now,
Well,
back in the
this is no, hold up. You're going
okay.
to wait. Wrong,
No, I'm
wrong
talking
thing.
about
No, hold on. I hear what you're saying,
Mhm.
but let's place it somewhere else. Let's place it elsewhere. This is how you find unity with Somali, the Somalians, because they came together and even took over parts of the government, the local government. You see, this is what you find with the Chinese triad. This is what you find with the Italian mob. Now, you're right. The United States, the Europeans, they have found unity amongst themselves, and it ain't just the so-called pale faces. It's also Negroes, Boule, etc. They're all in it together.
It's like
So,
when they back in the day they used to run numbers, right? And that was illegal. But they switched it around now. What is the numbers? What numbers
it's
are
the
they running
lottery.
now?
It's the lotto.
Thank you. Yep, there
No,
you
I
go.
know, I get it, and that's what I'm saying. So, how do you regain that authority? Unity.
Unity. Unity.
That's the Harlem Renaissance. We used to run number. There's nothing
Mhm.
really that the United States has ever done or put together that they didn't get from us.
Right.
But imagine if we were able to maintain them. What happened? What happened in the earlier part of the century, the 20th century, in where when Rosewood and Black Wall Street and all these pockets of communities, even in Minnesota, there was one. How'd that come to be? Unity. Pre pre what? One of the three principles of the 1941 resolution, 1541 resolution, I'm sorry, resolution 1541, one of the three principles. What is the first principle, the second, the third principle of resolution 1541, Morris?
The third principle. The third
Yep.
principle is integration.
So isn't that what took place in the 60s?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we went from unity as segregated people to lack of unity under integration. That's why unity was killed. Integration.
Mm-hmm. Took our bus routes, everything.
What happened? What happened when so-called Rosa Parks didn't want to stand up? It wasn't even her. It was someone else. She got the credit.
She got the
That's why
credit.
That's why you got that picture so convenient that she's just sitting there on the front seat with some white dude behind it. It's nonsensical.
Mm-hmm.
When she didn't feel like getting up, that whole thing erupted. What brought about a change? What did the black man and the black woman came together to do that brought about a change?
Boycott.
There you go. How do you boycott without unity? See, we were unified. We were a powerful people that were rising. We were rising up. Eventually, we would have got to the point where they would have had to say, okay, we're going to have to tell them. So how did they neutralize us? They integrated us. And we further strayed away to the gods of Europe that we knew nothing of. So now because the white man put Jay-Z on, he's what? Committed to him. He's loyal to him. So the white man put Oprah on, what did it do to her? She's loyal to them. Tyler Perry, Barack Obama, all of these proteges. That even includes Jermaine. He's a protege. He's committed to them. Lawrence, his daddy, his mentor, Lawrence, that taught him how to be a shark. I'm a shark. In blood-infested water. He's proud to say that he's a shark. He was taught to be a shark by a white dude named Lawrence, his mentor.
I remember him saying that.
He would say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a shark. I seek fairness. I seek honesty. But more importantly, I seek unity, loyalty, conformity, and obedience. You can't achieve unity, loyalty, conformity, and obedience if you're sharking people. Sharking your own people. That's not conducive to unity. And we've seen what took place and what now has become Groundhog's Day. October 1st, 2025. It's forever Groundhog's Day. We saw his shark mentality take form. We saw his corrupt mindset take form. We saw his wicked disposition take place. Everyone else is oblivious to it, or at least those who went along, or perhaps they're just birds of a feather. So all of them are corrupt. All of them have a wicked disposition. None of them have an honest spirit. That's not conducive to unity, loyalty, conformity, and obedience. It requires accountability. It requires fairness. It requires honesty. It requires transparency. It requires all the positive attributes of a human being that he and they lack. This is why I call him a vampire that bit everyone and turned them into vampires. Did y'all hear what I said? Let's talk about this document here that's on the screen. We've talked about it before. It's worth talking about it again because we're talking about what? The importance of Article 15 and what does it mean to us as a people. First, we started off speaking about unity, right? How did we establish Black Wall Street and all these other communities that were thriving communities, what they call, that's truly Black excellence. And I'm not talking about the talented 10th and all these jigaboo, uppity, elite so-called Negroes. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm talking about. This is not what the 60s and the 50s and the 40s was about, the 30s, the 20s. This is about a collective effort to self-govern, even as Negroes, Blacks, and colors, not knowing your nationality. And look at the headway we made. Now imagine if we used the nationality. Imagine if we had the proper knowledge of self. So knowledge of self brings about unity. Or at least you would have thought that. But for what I see within this so-called decolonization movement, that's still a problem. And these people supposed to know what's going on. The Moorish Americans, the Moroccans, the Moroccan Moors, the Moorish Americans were supposed to know better. And we can't find unity amongst ourselves. So many people split off. They went and they started Morricanos Estados, which is totally an incorrect, not completed statement. Morricanos Estados is literally saying of the Moroccan states, which means you're missing two words. Sociedad Republique. Sociedad Republique Morricanos Estados was the actual name, sir, ma'am, me amor, all y'all. Hano is this Sociedad Republique, Republican Society, of the Morricanos Estados, Moroccan states. So the real term, the real, the proper term is uh uh Republique Republique Société et Americanos Estados. Republic or Société Républicaine. Société Républicaine et Americanos Estados. Republican Society of the Moroccan States. That's what it's supposed to translate to. But they because of the lack of knowledge of self and understanding of anything, the incompetence, they just said of the Moroccan estates. Don't even realize it. But once upon a time, while at the same time you're pushing the Moroccan identity, pushing the empire, using the red flag to represent something that has nothing to do with the empire. Because Ian Morricano says they got nothing to do with the empire. So why are you flying a red flag? Oh my goodness gracious, our people, any and all things because of emotions. I don't like the way the Sultan talked to me. Well, I don't like what you did. Let's be accountable. Be accountable for what you did, then I'll be accountable for you not liking the way I talked. But let's start there. Let's start with why I said things the way I did, because I don't like well, I didn't like what you said and what you did, sir, ma'am. So the question then becomes, who do you like? Who do you dislike the most? Me or Trump or any other US president? Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? Because I'm not suppressing you, I'm not oppressing you. But I'm damn sure gonna hold you accountable. Oh, you don't like that part, do you? That's what I'm saying. The Moors don't like accountability. Jermaine does not like accountability. The Moors don't like accountability. They'll deflect. They'll make excuses. They're narcissists. And this one here, the disgraced, removed judge. Oh man, he is the narcissist of all narcissists. It is disgusting. It is embarrassing that I've ever even considered him my teacher. I'm ashamed of ever saying that. But Allah doesn't make mistakes. And I had to go through this journey to be brought to a certain level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to help the Moors get to the next level under unity, loyalty, conformity, and obedience based on honesty, transparency, accountability. That's how I know that we will not lose. Because I am directly linked to Allah in the heart. I lead with my heart. He once said to me, oh, you're exposing yourself. You're exposed. You're exposing yourself. Yeah, what am I supposed to be hiding, sir? The hell that's supposed to mean I'm exposed? What am I supposed to be hiding? Huh? I have nothing to hide. Check my background, check my record. You can't check y'all's background. We can check y'all's records. Check my background. July 23rd, 1978. Abdul Smith. Go look it up. I'm not gonna throw out my social or the social. I have nothing to hide. My entire being is that of a transparent person. I lead with my heart. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. You'll know if I'm with you. You'll know if I'm not with you. Ain't no in between. Not a halfway crook. I don't pretend. I don't act as if knowing I'm not. It's not even sustainable for me. It was sustainable for him for 2 years. For 2 years, he pretended to be something that he's absolutely not. But he was able to hold it down for 2 years. That proves the nasty disposition in his character. I wouldn't last a month before I'm exposed. I mean, that's not even who you are. That's why I don't do it. I can't. It's not possible for me to pretend to be something that I'm not for a long time is very unsustainable. I'll get caught up in the first week. But those who have a wicked disposition, those who are corrupt, those who have a nasty spirit, they can do it for a very long time before they're finally exposed. But everyone will get exposed eventually. Is it within a month, or is it within 2 years? Is it within 3 years? Well, it took 2 years for him to show who he was. I would have showed who I was within the first month, because that's not, it's just not how I'm built. Wazir Rashid, are you there, good brother? Could you please help me out with this read? Let's get to the subject matter at hand.
Point of interest, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
I just wanted to say you speak the truth. And when you're correcting somebody when they're wrong, it seems like they don't want to be wrong, but they know they're wrong. But you speak the truth. And, it's like when they boss tell them something they wrong, they don't get mad. So, and you are a boss. So they're not supposed to get upset when you speak the truth and let them know what's right and what's wrong. I yield.
And that's unity. That's the lack of unity, because see, we will allow the white man to deal with us any old way. As long as my check is there every week, right? But your own sultan, you don't want to be accountable. Just be accountable. I tell people all the time, accountability softens me up. That's why Chung was able to get past so long, because she would constantly course correct every time I checked on something that she did wrong. And then she'll be like, "Yeah, my bad. I should have done that." And then right there, immediately on the spot, without delay, I get soft. I'm like, "Okay, don't do it again, please." And that's it. It's over with. Don't even bring it up no more. Then, so the question became, that's what Monica and Jermaine. Well, at what point do you hold them accountable or not let them slide? Well, at the point in which I don't let them slide is when they keep doing the same thing over and over. Oh, as long as if you course correct and you make another mistake, then you course correct and you make another mistake and you keep making mistakes, but they're all different. I'm gonna treat them all as different. It becomes a problem when you start doing the same thing over and over while being accountable, so-called being accountable, and recognizing your faults. That's You're not being genuine with your accountability, and that shows because you keep doing it over and over. So at that point, it's like, okay, you got to go. You see, simple as that. So just be accountable. All you have to do was say, "All right, let me stand before the council and speak to this affidavit that the Sultan, my boss, set forth on me. My boss, his boss, set forth an affidavit calling for an investigation on his subordinate officers." And he said, "Oh, I'm not me. I'm the Sultan." That's what he said. He said, "I'm the Sultan." Because I could have been a Sultan. I could have been a Sultan easily. Yeah, well, you're not. You're subordinate to me. And currently, you're subordinate in your fake jurisdiction. You're subordinate to the incompetent, tumbleweed, so-called imposter Sultan. You're subordinate to him. At least politically speaking, but not officially speaking. Officially, he's subordinate to you, because you are the producer and director behind the scenes, the puppet master, pulling all the strings behind the scenes. And you got your hands. Someone got to mute themselves, please. And you got your hands all up Dre's back. Your son. That's your son. Your little son Junior. Hands all up his back. You got a new son now. It's Kendon. Hands all up in his back. You got another daughter, Nova, Monica. Hands all up in her back. Isaac. Hands all up in his back. You see, he's the Sultan. He said that he is not to be questioned. No one brings forth no investigations against him. Instead, the Sultan, my boss, that called for an investigation on me, instead, I'm going to flip the script and try to have him removed. Oh, well, that didn't work. So now we have this phony shenanigan going on where they're pretending to be something that they're not. It's notwithstanding. It lacks any authority or legitimacy. It is all based in corruption, misrepresentation, malfeasance, a bold-faced lie, defamation of character, and slander of Sultan Abdul Al-Kabir. I'll never let it go. I'll never let it go. Brother Rashid, could you go ahead and start this read, please? Morocco, Mr. Philip, Chargé d'Affaires to Mr. Root, Secretary of State, August 3rd, 1906. Are you there, good brother?
Oh, yes, sir. American Legation, Tangier, August 3, 1906.
Pause for a
Sir.
second. Let's test the mindset or the knowledge of the Moors. What is the American Legation?
Diplomatic body. The diplomatic
Okay.
post.
Say it again.
Or the diplomatic post.
The diplomatic post at the diplomatic body. So, what other legations were there?
There was a Russian legation, a French legation, German legation.
Real history right here. It was like 18, right? Yeah, no, 1906.
I don't know how many it
sorry,
was. Somebody got to mute themselves.
Yeah.
I think it's Miss Kedron Jones.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No worries. The signatories, all the states that belongs to the Sultan. They all had their own diplomatic posts at the diplomatic body, their own diplomatic mission at the diplomatic body. So you had your American legation, the German legation, the Russian legation, the British legation, Spanish legation, Italian legation, so on and so forth. So in this case, you have the Chargé d'Affaires of the United States. His name is Hoffman Phillip, subordinate to the Secretary of State, Mr. Root. Chargé d'Affaires. Mr. Phillip was present at the American legation when they were drafting the Act of Algeciras in 1906. And he was reporting back to the Secretary of State, Elihu Root, in the United States. This is how one of the other ways you can prove that we're not American. Why would you have an American legation on your own land? That doesn't make any sense. Islam. So I just wanted to test the knowledge because you know how I do. We've talked about this. I need y'all to retain the information. I need the Moors to retain the information. Islam. All right, good brother, you may continue.
Sir, there are strictly speaking, no Moroccan laws relating to citizenship of Moorish subjects in Morocco. The fundamental laws of this non-Christian country are based entirely upon the Islamic code, no part of which treats of the subject of citizenship.
I believe that to be a typo. It's not Islamic, it's Islamic. But continue.
There are, however, numerous treaties and conventions between the various Christian countries in the Moorish Empire, by means of which citizenship in this country is defined. But, as I understand from the above acknowledged instructions, that it is not the desire of the department to call for a report upon such lines. I will therefore confine these remarks to general conditions existing, which may possibly be of some use in connection with the information desired.
Okay, pause right there. So, you know, I'm gonna confine my remarks, right? Because as I understand from the above acknowledged instructions, so he was given instructions. It is not the desire of the department to call for a report upon such lines. I will therefore confine these remarks to general conditions existing, which may possibly be of some use in connection with the information desired that the United States is seeking as it relates to these Negroes. What are we going to do about them? But confine your remarks. Let's try not to open up a can of worms. We don't need these Negroes to find out about this. So be mindful on what it is that you say when you report back to me, because this will then become public information. It's an attempt to keep us from knowing who we are. their entire reign has been uncomfortable. We have always been a thorn in their side. So their entire reign has been based in oppressing us and suppressing us and miseducating us and keeping us from knowing the truth. That's and if it ain't that, they're at war. It's an ugly existence. 250 years of this. It's an ugly existence. It's no true harmony and peace and security. Yeah, I mean, secondarily, they enjoyed the fruits of their labor, but they had to deal with the labor nonetheless, which was primarily to keep us from learning the truth about who we are. And there oftentimes they would hire people like Jermaine to come amongst us to keep us from rising. Or they would hire people like Jermaine as leader guys to lead us astray. I'm talking about dirty Moors. Because Noble Jew Ali said, don't use the N word when you're talking to your about your brother. Just call him a dirty Moor. So then, if I were to adhere to Noble Jew Ali's mandate, then that means Jermaine Diaz Spencer it's a dirty Moor. But if I take my fez off and I'm just operating as a regular brother on the streets, then he's the N word and not the GGA one, the
It's
ER
long.
one, the ER one.
It's long.
Continue, brother. One,
One,
citizenship. Mhm.
citizenship in Morocco may be said to be governed by the laws pertaining to the same in other countries, with the exception that all persons residing in Morocco who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protection are considered ipso jure as Moorish subjects.
That's the bottom line. This is so, again, I want you all to take in something here. The same thing that I said when we were going over the conversation with the French government and the American government, in which the American government said for the record that they are charged with the rights to protect the native Moors in Morocco, and the United States is in Morocco. See, that conversation, much like this conversation between Hoffman Phillip and the Secretary of State, the Charge d'Affaires and the Secretary of State, this conversation, while it is about us, they're not talking to us. They're communicating, they're having dialogue amongst themselves about us while seeking to what? Confine their remarks. In other words, they don't want us to find out about this conversation.
You're not trying to be too obvious.
They're not trying to be too obvious. So what are we now that we're reading this stuff? Where has that placed us? It placed us in a position whereas we represent a fly on the wall. Don't you ever wish that you could be a fly on the wall? Whenever they're having their little clandestine meetings, so you can eavesdrop. Because in that scenario, they're telling you they're speaking the truth amongst themselves. They come out of that meeting and they present themselves to you. They're gonna tell you that none of what was discussed in that meeting will they say to you. It's all lies. Oh, you're from Africa, right? You're from
Mhm.
Africa, and you're an African, and you're a Negro, and all these things. Well, be a fly on the wall. So, what is the dialogue that these two white men, if you will, are having amongst themselves about you? Well, he said citizenship in Morocco may be said to be governed by the laws pertaining to the same in other countries, with the exception that all persons residing in Morocco who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protection are considered ipso jure Moorish subjects. So, Moorish Americans, if you can't prove foreign citizenship or protection, then you're a Moorish subject, and that's not a good thing. Moorish subject is no different than being a U.S. citizen. Your goal is to become a Moorish national or repatriate back to becoming subject of Morocco. Islam. So this is them talking to themselves. So that's why when you say you have no jurisdiction over me because I was traveling and not driving, wrong answer. Egregious, incompetent, laughable. It's frivolity. You know what else is frivolity? Class 174. The Sultan failed coup attempt. Oh my God. Excuse me. That's just as incompetent. It's a mishmash. Frivolity. Isn't that what they said? Jermaine, isn't that what they said to Taj in that document that you pulled up, sir? In which you like to say he got kicked in his keister? Frivolity, mishmash. Yeah, well, that's the title to 174. The Sultan tried to seize power from himself. Oh, okay. And your people went along with that. That says a lot about the Moors. It causes me to say, well, are we going to ever really decolonize? Because the Moors are very incompetent. And not only are they very incompetent, but they're also just, you know, they have no backbone. These men, Isaac, Watson Ali, who was a grand chief who's supposed to stand on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The alcoholic, Amir. The drug-dealing so-called fake sultan. The breaking and entering, Mansour. These men do not have a backbone. They're jellyfish. They're weak. They let Jermaine pimp them out of their position in matters that matter. How you start is how you end. So if you start with corruption, you end with corruption. So let's say I die tomorrow and the whole thing dies as it relates to the real empire and the shenanigan continues with Impact 2.0. How sustainable that will that be if it's all based in corruption? The foundation to it is corruption. That's a weak foundation. What I'm establishing is a strong foundation based in unity, loyalty, conformity, and obedience. And I ain't going anywhere. Allah ain't gonna have me go anywhere. I ain't dying ever no time soon. I'll be in my 80s, 90s or something if that ever happens. And whenever that ever happens, Allah, this is a divine first. This is a divine movement, national second. The divinity is found in the Moors coming together in knowledge of self and understanding. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Student enrollment, what? Supreme mathematics, supreme alphabets. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding brings forth freedom. See, he's not ready for the 5% to talk. You don't know nothing about this stuff. He spent his whole life being tutored and mentored by white men that are sharks. I spent 20 years studying knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as it relates to the black man and the black woman to seek to achieve liberation. Over 20 years of this. My knowledge is intense, substantive. He's a Johnny come lately to me. You don't know nothing about the black struggle. You don't know nothing about the black liberation movement. You don't know nothing about that stuff. He's been too busy sharking people. And then he got sharked out of $30,000, which is why he's no longer a mergers and acquisitions guy. He lies and says, oh, I stopped doing it because I did it for the Moors. No, you got caught. The white lady caught you and then pay you your $30,000. And you lost your license for being a dirt bag, for being a dirty Moor. It doesn't change. It doesn't. The jurisdiction is irrelevant. You're just a criminal, whether it be American or Moroccan jurisdiction or Chinese jurisdiction, whatever jurisdiction you go into, you are going to be a criminal because that is your disposition. That is who you are, Jermaine, an absolute criminal. Just like your daddy Lawrence, just like your daddy's the white man. It's a controlled opposition. Citizenship in Morocco may be said to be governed by the laws pertaining to the same in other countries, with the exception that all persons residing in Morocco who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protection are considered ipso jure as Moorish subjects. Taj been teaching us this exact document. Abdullah taught us this exact document. Lamont Ale taught us this exact document. And it goes on to say, Moorish subjects lost their nationality. Now these people are telling you how you lost your nationality, Moors. Only by becoming naturalized in or protected by another country having treaty relations with your empire, Moors, the Moorish Empire. So again, this is Hoffman Phillip talking to the Secretary of State, reporting back to the Secretary of State, because the Secretary of State, Elihu Root, was seeking information dealing with these Moors, dealing with these Negroes. What are we going to do with them? This is 1906. In 1913, France approached the United States about relinquishing extraterritoriality. And the United States said, well, but we want to maintain our rights to protect the native Moors in Morocco. And the United States is in Morocco. So how did they end up with the protections of the Moors in Morocco? There you go right there. Moorish subjects lost their nationality only by becoming naturalized. So we became naturalized and came under the 14th Amendment. So how do we know? With that said, how do we know that the Treaty of Madrid, Article 15, is important to the Moors? Because Hoffman Phillip is reporting back to Elihu Root. And in his report, of which he confined his remarks, what did he speak on? Article 15. How did he confine his remarks? What did he not say? Specifically, this is a question for the floor. Specifically, what did he not say that confined his remarks? One word. One word. There's only one word that he didn't say, and that one word would have changed the game for all of us if he had said that word. Anyone want to take a quick guess? No? Okay, let's highlight something. Well, I can't highlight it. Okay, got me. Okay. What does it say here? 2 and 3. More subjects lost their nationality only by becoming naturalized. Correct? Feedback, correct? Make sure y'all hearing me.
Islam.
Feedback.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so what could he have said? Instead of saying more subjects, what could he have said that would have alerted all of us? What is a synonym to more
Moroccans.
subjects?
Black
No.
people.
Thank
African
you.
Oh,
American.
yeah, black. Yeah.
Thank you.
Islam.
Black people lost their nationality only by becoming naturalized. Oh, African Americans lost their nationality only by becoming naturalized. That's how you confine his remarks, by not using the misnomer that we are accustomed to, that we identify with. So if you're a black man, reading this document is going over your head if you don't know that you're a Moor, or let's say Moorish subject. You don't even know what a Moorish subject is, or a subject of Morocco. Lack of knowledge of self. I can't say it enough. And then obviously, nasty character traits that's been impressed upon us by our mentors that taught us how to be sharks. And we're so proud of it. I was taught to be a shark. A nasty personality, a nasty character, and knowledge of
What
self.
item?
Lack of knowledge
Yes.
of self.
I have one item.
So the
That's
more
that's
Sister
that's
Kedron, you gotta mute
right.
yourself again, please. I don't know how that happens. You see? You gotta say black people. Okay? Instead, you say more subject. All right, thank you for confining your remarks. But fast forward to the day, we now know what this stuff means. Like even here, who cannot prove foreign citizenship or protection are considered all Black Americans, African Americans. But no, he said ipso drives more subjects. So in his report, he's telling Hoffman Phillip about Article 15. Read that for me, good brother. Article 15.
Article 15. Any subject of Morocco who has been naturalized in a foreign country and who shall return to Morocco shall, after having remained for a length of time equal to that which shall have been regularly necessary for him to obtain such naturalization, choose between entire submission to the laws of the empire and the obligation to quit Morocco, unless it shall be proved that his naturalization in a foreign country was obtained with the consent of the government of Morocco. Foreign naturalization heretofore acquired by subjects of Morocco, according to the rules established by the laws of each country, shall be continued
That's
to
to them. It's to them.
them.
That's a typo.
Typo. To them shall be continued to them as regards all its effects without any restriction.
Period. Now read the next paragraph, and then let's dissect this a little bit. What does that next paragraph say?
The above ruling has never yet been acted upon, and should this at any time be contemplated seriously, a large number of naturalized people, American and others, residing in Morocco would be affected thereby.
Read that again.
The above ruling has never yet been acted upon, and should this at any time be contemplated seriously, a large number of naturalized people, American and others, residing in Morocco would be affected thereby.
Now, real quick, I struggle, and so did Jermaine. Me and Jermaine both struggled in understanding why Taj Tariq Bey stops here. He never went past this right here. In any of his presentments dealing with this expatriation document, he stops right here. So does Lamont L, but that's his student. So he's going to only do as a teacher talk. Abdullah Bey. Everyone who's ever covered this document stops right there. I give credit to Jermaine for going past that. I give credit where credit is due. Good, bad, or indifferent. So you get credit for for bringing it past that, but then you also get credit for being a dirtbag, for being a dirty Moor. You get credit for that too, sir. Good, bad, or indifferent, you get all the credit in the world. Good credit, the bad credit, all the credit. So you get good credit in this case for bringing us into the knowledge of this here, this Article 15 that was kept from us by Taj. We never touched that, never. And I have been a Taj Tariq Bey bench watching fan for like 5 years, and I've never seen him speak on this. Why? I don't know. Maybe him and Jermaine are part of the same clique. Huh? Maybe they're part of the same clique. See, Tariq Bey, I'm sorry, Il Malik Shabazz was quick to call you a chump if he deemed you as being against the people, a traitor to the people. With that said, I call Jermaine a chump because I see him as a traitor to the people. But I'm not going to go as far as to call Taj that. I have more respect for Taj than I do this clown over here with the black fez on, pretending to be some chief judge when he's not. He's been removed. So now, the above ruling, it's a ruling that came down from who? Who did this ruling come from? Who did this ruling? It's a ruling. Who did it come from?
That would be the Sultan.
Thank you, good brother. I appreciate you. Now let's be more specific. Which Sultan? I'll give you a minute. I'll give you 2 minutes. Pull up your own Google. Who's the Sultan that enacted the Treaty of Madrid? Go ahead. You got 1 minute.
Muhammad
And pretend like the Jeopardy song is playing. You got 1 minute. Tell me who was the Sultan that enacted the Treaty of Madrid. You're done. Hassan the First. Sultan Hassan the First is who drafted, or under his leadership, his rulership, his governance, his sultanate. The empire enacted the Treaty of Madrid. So Sultan Hassan said, "Come back home, Moors." So Hoffman Phillips said, "The above ruling has never yet been acted upon." This is in 1906. This is in 1906. What year did the Treaty of Madrid come out, Morris?
1880.
What's the difference between 1880 and 1906? What's 18?
26 years.
26 years. So 26 years later, he's telling the Secretary of State that the above ruling has never yet been acted upon. Fast forward to 2024. How many more years is that? Someone want to do the math? 1880, 2024. What's the math on that? Anyone? 2024 minus 1880. Huh. Embarrassing. I don't even want to give you the number.
144.
How many?
144.
144 years. That's 1 century and 4 decades. 1 century and 4 decades. Plus 4 more years. This is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. 144 years later. Who helped them? Who helped them to keep us from knowing anything about this, to even act upon this ruling for 144 years? Who helped the foreign Europeans, the foreign Americans, to keep us locked into this Morris ipso Joe Morris subject position. Expatriates for 144 years. Who helped them? Somebody tell me. Who helped them? You got to know the answer. You said it before.
The Boule, the Moors, you know, European Moors.
I.e., our damn selves.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
We helped them keep us in this perpetual state for the past 144 years. And Jermaine tried to do that again. You know how I can prove that? Somebody say, prove that. Prove what you're saying.
Prove what you're saying.
Where's the conversation of the ICJ? Where's the ICJ talk? Oh. We ain't talking about the ICJ no more now, huh? Now we're talking about voting rights. Blackamoors and their voting rights. Where is the conversation of the ICJ? We're going to the ICJ. We're supposed to be going to the ICJ since 2022. What that means, Moors, is that we were put back to sleep. We were woken up and put back to sleep. Art of war. There's no doubt he's an agent in my head.
My head too.
There's no doubt. Put us right back to sleep. So then here comes the new empire under my leadership after a state of emergency to say, okay, that's not the proper direction. And now all of a sudden that conversation goes away. And you keep talking about US politics, gerrymandering. Who cares about? Nobody don't care about that. Never have I ever signed up to watch no impact study sessions or sign up to this movement to do anything about some US jurisdiction. I signed up for decolonization. Let's talk about that. And the whole conversation was, oh, we're going to the ICJ. We're supposed to be going to the ICJ since 2022, Morris. Before the WRC. Then it was like, oh, no, man, we got to establish the WRC. He kept moving the post. Was that term, how you call it? What do you call that? The post, what do you call that? When you're moving the post forward or something? How do you call that? How do you say that statement? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Moving the goalpost.
Moving the goalpost. He kept moving the goalpost, kept moving the goalpost, kept moving the goalpost. Ain't going to no daggone ICJ. Good luck with that. The proper research has already fully revealed that you are not. That's not the answer. The ICJ has absolutely nothing to do with the decolonization reforms. Only, except for the advisory opinion. That's all it is. It's an advisory opinion. In which now the ICJ got to come in to confirm the legal claims that are being made by the Moors regarding these these treaty authorities. So the ICJ would have to say, oh, yeah, they got to confirm it. Yeah, they're right about that. That's it. Not some ruling or judgment coming from them. Get out of here. Where is that conversation at? What happened to that, sir? Mr. Dirty Moore? Mr. I'm going to go to the U.S. courts on you. They have no jurisdiction over us. I've been teaching this for 186 classes, but I'm going to the U.S. courts against you. Okay, well, good for that. Good luck with that and your credibility, sir. Thank you very much. Move forward with your stupidity. I could care less. Call ICE. You say you're going to call ICE. Call them. You need the phone number? Who helped us? The likes of Jermaine. Not helped us, helped them. The likes of Jermaine is who helped them keep us in this perpetual state for 144 years. Lord have mercy. Morris, is that not a very long time? Or is that a short time? I mean, excuse me. Correct me if I'm wrong. At the time that this was being discussed, it was only 26 years. And the empire was still in operation. It got to the point where the whole empire went into a shallow grave. Because what? What caused it to go into a shallow grave? Because the government was no longer operating. Yes or no, Morris? Yes or no? Right? The state is continuous. The government can come and go, change structures, but the state remains. It's a continuing state. The government was changed, or really not even changed. It was disbanded, or you could say it changed. It went from the government of the empire to the government of the kingdom. Instead, they established the government reestablished a new regime called the Kingdom of Morocco and left the state in a shallow grave. He left the empire state in a state of a shallow grave. So from 1956 all the way up to 2024, there was no means of returning back to Morocco. So it was irrelevant then at that point. The only thing else left is for the Morsuites to reinstate the empire. And so now he's over here texting the AG with his panties in a bunch, talking about Jermaine. Oh, y'all stole my documents. I want y'all to hear what I just said. He texted the AG and said that we took his work. We stole his documents. Can y'all believe that? What do you all hear? Someone answer. What do you hear when you hear something like that? And again, this is germane to the subject matter because we're talking about how we ended up in this situation for the past 144 years. When he makes that statement, y'all stole my documents or y'all using my or whatever, my documents, my work, my. What do you hear in that?
Selfishness.
Okay. Anyone else? What else do you hear?
Lack of unity. Lack of unity.
Yeah. What else? Lack of unity, you hear selfishness, all that is true. What else do you hear? Narcissism. Brother Buck, are you on? I got a question for you, Brother Buck, DJ Alexander, and any other PGF that underwent meetings with the Wazir Regional Council, of which I, yours truly, was what? What was my title then? Buck, are you there? Any PGFs? Maybe they're on mute. Maybe they got caught up. I need somebody. I need one of the PGFs, at least one PGF, former PGF. There used to be a PGF with Impact 2.0. Anyone? Any PGFs here? I know I heard Buck earlier. Okay, fair enough. So I was the chairman of the WRC, and in these meetings, I dared any more of these political groups forming. I don't care if whether it's true or not. I wish you would come off mute saying, I did this and I did that. I wrote the Constitution. I put together the flag. I put together I. I wish you would. And see what happens to you on that call. See if all of us of the trusteeship system don't jump down your throat. Don't forget about that, Jermaine, Monica. Don't forget. Me. So the first thing that we would say is, that's narcissist. That's a narcissistic perspective and approach to this. That's not conducive to unity, and that's bad leadership. It's not about you. It's about the territory. It's about the government. Did y'all hear what I said? What am I saying with that? Okay, use another example. Another PGF that became a recognized state, New Andalusia. New Andalusia established the flag, the seal. Let's just say the flag and the seal for New Andalusia, Florida. When they decide to leave, Germain drafted a document telling them what? That the flag and the seal are what? Belong to who? Who does the flag and the seal belong to?
The
The
empire.
empire.
Thank you.
Fire.
Thank you. Which makes it what?
Property.
Empire's property.
Intellectual property. So, meaning whatever anyone does is not yours. Did y'all hear what I said?
That's a
Yes.
fact.
Sir.
Regardless of what anyone does, it is not yours. It belongs to the state. It belongs to the empire's intellectual property, Jermaine, and you know better. But you want to text the AG some foolishness like that? Thank you, though. Because once again, you double down on the proof that you're an absolute narcissist who has no place amongst the people because you're a detriment to the people. An absolute detriment to the people, an absolute detriment to the forward progress of decolonization when you carry on with that type of mindset. And he's doubling down and tripling down because he said the exact same thing in this infamous June 28 recording. I could have been the Sultan easily. I made you Sultan. I wrote the document. I wrote this. I wrote that. I did this. I did that. Stroking his own little ego. That's the other word you missed, Wazir. Egotistical. Arrogance. But his arrogance and his ego has always meant to be his absolute downfall. And it will continue to fall. He will continue to fall. Because Allah don't like ugly. And the wrath of Allah is pending. The wrath of Allah is pending, Jermaine. None of it belongs to you. It belongs to the empire. And you're no longer the chief judge. So now let's talk about karma. Let's assume it's yours then, while we talk about karma. Well, when you coup d'etat the original AMPAC and took the original constitution, didn't Jabande write that constitution? Oh, so we learning a lesson on karma is a mother effer? So for the sake of argument, okay, it's yours. Karma is a mother effer. Came back right around on you. And now we moved along with all your so-called, I wrote this, I wrote that, rolled off with your documents, how you like those apples, oranges, bananas, and potatoes. So the ruling has not been acted upon because of people like that, who have people like him, dirty Moors like him, who have always held these positions to continuously keep leading us down the wrong path, leading us down the wrong direction. We're blacks, we're Negroes, we're this, we're that. The above ruling has never yet been acted upon. And should this at any time be contemplated seriously, at any time, there's not a prerequisite for the time, Morris. If at any time is contemplated seriously, a large number of naturalized people who are who? Us. See, he's confining his remarks. A large number of black people. Why you can't say that? Say it with your chest, Hoffman Phillip. Say it with your chest. Oh, see, on the onset of this document, you said that you got to confine your remarks. So I see, sir. Thank you, thank you. Why you ain't just say the black man? American and others residing in Morocco will be affected thereby. So now we have contemplated seriously, with the assistance of Jermaine, thank you very much, sir, for politically preparing the Constitution, politically preparing the PO. So he someone has told Jermaine that we're using the PO to help someone be the California. Well, keep in mind that I already knew that we had a mold. I don't trust the Moors. The Moors ain't to be trusted. So I know we got a mold. Many of them probably come from AMPAC. I have no doubt. You know who you are. The fez fit, wear it. The turban fits, wear it. The shoe fits, wear it. And wear it well. Trust me when I tell you that I know. But I don't care. Because this is not a clandestine operation. This is not no secret. This is a government. Full transparency. Abdul Smith Al-Kabir operates 100% on transparency. So yes, what do you thought? Like, what do you thought that we were just gonna? Now, mind you, it's not a PO anymore. We have course corrected from that foolishness. Thank you for the starting point, sir. But get your facts straight. It's not the PO. It's called an exclusive venue, sir. Oh. And by the way, the PO comes from the ICJ. Yet again, not your document. None of these documents are his. The Constitution is not his. It's the French Constitution. The WRC Convention is not his. The WRC Convention is the United Nations Charter. He didn't write none of this stuff from scratch. None of this stuff is his so-called work. It's all copy, paste, plug, and play. Someone else wrote it. He took it and rewrote it. That's all he did. That's why I say he politically prepared it the same way Noble Drew Ali divinely prepared the Circle 7, because the Circle 7 is also copy, paste, plug, and play. That comes from the gospel of the Aquarian gospel of Jesus Christ. So he took that, reworked it to fit the Moorish narrative, which it always was, because the person who wrote that got it from the Akashic records, which is ancient Moorish knowledge and science. All that stuff was written by others, and he just basically took it, rewrote it, and said, okay, here you go, Moors. That's all you did, sir. Don't act like you did something so special, like you just sat there and, these juices just started flowing. You had these downloads, this epiphany from the Most High, and you just started just drafting everything. I mean, if you don't go sit down somewhere, it's not yours. It belongs to the empire. And the origins of it comes from someone else that you took, copy, paste, plug, and played, and then made it useful for the empire. Thank you for those works, nonetheless. I'll take it from here, go sit down somewhere. Because what we don't do is corrupt activity. We got to be what? Fair and honest to the Moors. So because of these types of activities, these types of behaviors amongst us as a people, is why the ruling above has never yet been acted upon for the past 144 years. This document is in 1906. Residence in foreign parts does not affect the nationality of Moorish subjects, and the Moorish government has no means of protecting its subjects permanently residing in other countries, with the exception of so-called Moorish consul at Gibraltar and a Moorish agent at Cairo, Egypt. So what does that say? Where is Cairo, Egypt located? Where is Gibraltar located?
In Morocco.
Period. In Morocco. Thank you for exposing that too. So you did a good job in confining your remarks, but when you know. See, these remarks being confined in such a way it's limited to what you know or you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. But if you did know, those who know. Either you have your eyes wide open, seeing and knowing, or you don't. And trust and believe that in 1906, there was people out here with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing. No, Noble Drew Ali wasn't the only one who knew about the treaties. He was not the only one who knew about the Moorish identity. The credit that he receives, Noble Drew Ali, is the testicular fortitude and the courage to step out there and tell the Moors the truth, while everyone else was hiding it from them, while everyone else was being germane. So, what else proves? Now, before we go here, somebody please, how many times do you see naturalized in this document? It's highlighted in green.
Four.
There you are, Buck. I called on you earlier. Did you not hear me?
Well, I probably stepped out to go see what my boy was doing outside. He was
So
being
my
bad.
question, you remember, so you was a PDF. Do you recall how we used to go in on PGFs if they ever came off mute or some individual came off mute saying, oh, I did this and I did that and I wrote this and I did the flag and I did the seal and I. How do we respond to those folks?
Boy, he was upset. It's not an I, it's a we thing, and this and that. He was really upset.
I did not like that.
Mm-mm.
So what he thought was, so what Jermaine thought, that the same energy don't stand with him?
Mm.
Sir, you are not special. You a damn nobody. A removed judge. Thank you for coming back to confirm what I was saying. And it wasn't just me. It was also Monica. It was also Sun Sun. Who is Sun Sun? Do you know who Sun Sun is? That's Dre. Sun Sun Jr. That is Jermaine Diaz Spencer's son, his little puppet son. So I call him Sun Sun. So Sun Sun and Monica and myself, we weren't having it. But when Jermaine said it, Sun Sun and daughter, they're good with it. Well, I wasn't good with it. We see it
Want to
four
answer?
times, naturalized, 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 naturalized. What status does the black man in American jurisdiction fall under regarding, or let me rephrase that. Which paragraph, you seeing it on the screen, which paragraph, there's two paragraphs, which paragraphs do regular black people in American jurisdiction fall under? And why? Baltimore's. Somebody read it again for me, please.
It's the first paragraph. I read it. Any subject of Morocco who has been naturalized in a foreign country and who shall return to Morocco shall, after having remained for a length of time equal to that which shall have been regularly necessary for him to obtain such naturalization, choose between entire submission to the laws of the empire and the obligation to quit Morocco, unless it shall be proved that his naturalization in a foreign country was obtained with the consent of the government of Morocco. Foreign naturalization.
Pause right there. Hold on. Pause right there. So paragraph 1, does that represent the black man in American jurisdiction?
Yes, it does.
You okay? All right. Anyone else agrees? Okay. Now read paragraph 2.
Foreign naturalization heretofore acquired by subjects of Morocco according to the rules established by the laws of each country shall be continued to them as regards all its effects without any restriction. Now that's the black man that don't want to come to, don't want to come home.
That's what the question was, good brother. I said,
Oh, okay.
what is the status of the black man in American jurisdiction? That was the
Oh, the
specific
status.
question.
The status. Okay. Yeah, that's the black man that didn't want to come home. That's the second paragraph.
Well, I wouldn't say that didn't want to come home. Remember, what did Hoffman Phillips say? You recall? Let's go back
Yeah,
to what
he said,
Hoffman Phillips said. What did he say?
he
Let's
said
see.
I can't rephrase it, But
Right here.
if a
Right here. Look at the screen.
foreign
What-
natural, that part right
No,
there, right?
no, not foreign. You're reading it again.
Okay.
Right there.
The
What does it say?
above the above ruling has never yet been acted upon.
So it's not so much so as the black man don't want to come home. He ain't know nothing about it, so he never acted upon it.
Right.
He ain't know nothing about it.
Right.
Because of people like Jermaine amongst us that they sent amongst us to disrupt us. You see, I want y'all to notice that I'm tying him right back into the dirty Moors. I want him to notice that in case he hasn't already. He did though. He has good discernment. He gets it. So the black man has been stuck. In what paragraph, brother? Wazir Buck?
The second,
Yep. So because it says what? What gives you the idea of that? Let's interpret it a little bit deeper. What gives you the understanding that paragraph 2 is dealing with the black man in American jurisdiction?
because just like you said, it's because of the people like Jermaine and those that didn't know. So
Well,
those that,
no, that's not the answer. No.
okay.
Let's go back to it. Oh, let's go back to it.
The
What?
above
Let's interpret. Stick to the paragraph itself. Anyone can try. What's the key word in there that tells you who they're talking about?
keyword 9954.
There's 3 of them. I'll help you out. The first 3 words. What do the first 3 words say?
Any subject of Morocco.
No, brother. We're talking
Oh, the
about
second
paragraph 2.
paragraph. Foreign naturalization heretofore acquired by
That's
such
it. That's it. The first 3 words.
foreign naturalization
Heretofore.
heretofore.
And you could really say the first 5. Foreign naturalization heretofore acquired by subjects of Morocco. That's how
Right.
you know you're talking about, because it says, okay, so foreign naturalization, you're going forward, foreign naturalization acquired by subjects of Morocco according to the rules established by the laws of each country shall continue to them in regards to all its effects, without any restrictions.
Right.
So
I
because of the
remember
go
you
ahead.
said that in
Yeah,
the
somebody.
2 days ago. You said that we going over that too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
got
Go ahead,
the
brother Rashid.
oh okay.
Did somebody invited Treaty Nation? Can
So what now?
Did someone invite Treaty Nation to this
Is
open
that
forum?
it's an open forum, everyone is welcome. It's an open Jermaine is welcome. Well, you got to
Islam,
stay on mute though. It's an open discussion. I
Islam.
don't care who's on. Listen, man. Let me tell Jermaine something. I don't care who he has as a mold agent or whatever. I don't care. I don't have nobody over there trying to snoop around. I don't care what the hell they're doing over there. But I'm not trying to hide what we're doing over here either. The Sunday classes is an open forum discussion. Everyone is welcome. Come talk to me. Let's talk about Groundhog's Day. What's Groundhog's Day?
October 1st, 2025.
Period. Everyone is welcome. I don't care what they're telling him. All of you who are providing Jermaine and them information, have at it. I don't give a damn. It is a government. It's full transparency. So I'm not worried about who's snooping and who's sneaking in and who's not. I don't care. It does not change the fact that Abdul Al-Kabir is the Sultan of the Empire of Morocco and that Jermaine Diaz Spencer is a regular national who is threatened on thin ice with his treasonous activity of bringing the U.S. tribunal into Moroccan business. Oh, 186 classes, you say they have no jurisdiction and where are the competent authority, but then you diminish yourself. You see, you reduce yourself, you diminish yourself to be a what? Citizen again. But yet, what are we going over? Article 15. What is Article 15? What is the key word in paragraph 1? That shows full submission. Let me zoom in on this. Can you read, Jermaine? What does that word say on the screen?
Entire.
Say it again.
Entire.
Entire.
I don't think Jermaine heard you. Say it a little louder.
Entire.
Mm-hmm. He didn't do that, did he? He's a halfway crook. Didn't he make a video? He said, "Ain't no such thing as halfway crook." He's trying to, he's quoting Mobb Deep. Like, what you know about Mobb Deep, bro? You listen to Christina Aguilera. You know nothing about no Mobb Deep. You ain't no hip hop head. You ain't from that cloth. You from the cloth of Lawrence and Christina Aguilera and Justin Bieber in there with your little whatever tattoo, tattoo that you knew nothing of. The white man kept asking you about, and you had to go do the research. So you went and got a black symbol on you, a Morris symbol on you, you know nothing about. So enough of his white colleagues had to keep asking him for him to go do the research, and that's how he came across Taj Tariq Bey's information. Who you think you dealing with, bruh? I'm a revolutionary at heart. I'm a freedom fighter. I've always been this. Day one, over 20 years. I had no white man mentoring me to be no daggone shark. It's embarrassing. Don't ever tell that story again, bruh. Shut up about that story. Don't ever say it again. You make yourself look bad. I'm a shark. Lawrence taught me to be a shark. Ugh. Okay, well, now I understand. How is it that the Moors have remained in captivity for the past 144 years, whereas the ruling above was never acted upon? Because of dirty Moors like you. Entire submission. Okay. Where was I? So now, paragraph 2 relates to the subjugated black man in American jurisdiction who is guilty of what? Not acting upon the above ruling. And because of not acting upon the above ruling of Article 15, it caused us to remain in this perpetual state of oppression, so suppression, forced assimilation, naturalization, and all the pain that comes along with these mechanisms that's keeping us from rising. It also keeps us from uniting. People like that, like Jermaine, he keeps us from uniting. His disposition is just this, it's bad. It's not good. It's not good. And it's very childish as well. Very, very, very childish. It's very childish. It's like, ugh. It's an embarrassment. I'll say it again. I'm embarrassed to have ever considered this man to be my teacher and my mentor. It's embarrassing. Ugh. However, Allah don't make mistakes. The journey is the journey. And somebody, and regardless on their disposition, had to put me on the right path because I was down the wrong path. When you're a Black Panther, you're down the wrong path. You're a Nawapian, you're down the wrong path. You're a 5%er, you're down the wrong path. You're a Moorish American, you're closer to the path, but you're still off the path because not because of Noble Jew Ali, but because of the post assassination in which C. Kirkman Bey, Colonel C. Kirkman Bey, and the other two fakes, E. Milliel and James Gibonell, caused the disruption and a stray. They strayed away. Everyone that caused the whole thing to stray away and become a big ball of confusion and mishmash. These are all the Jermaines of the world. They're closer though, but yet far. The proper direction is when Noble Jew Ali said that the other half is yet to be told. So good credit where credit is due. Jermaine brought the other half, assisted with that. Keeping in mind that Abdullah also assisted him. See, it's all this is where unity comes in. No one person knows everything. Everyone has their own skill sets and their own reasons. We all got to come together and sharpen irons. But we can't do that because while I'm sharpening iron, the iron that I'm sharpening is to go against the oppressor or the enemy or the opponent, the ops. But Jermaine is sitting next to me, sharpening his metal, but in his mind, it's to stab me in the back. Moment of silence. So I'm sharpening my iron to go to war against the opposition. The person that's standing next to me sharpening his iron, I'm thinking he's sharpening his iron to enter into the same battle with me to subdue the opposition. Whole time he's sharpening his iron to stab me in the back with it. Are y'all hearing what the hell I just said? And that goes for all of them, including Makara. And Mr. Who's gonna write the documents? Who's gonna write it? Can't do nothing without Jay. Let's read the footnotes. Someone, please. Brother Wazir Rashid, read that footnote for me, please. Because this footnote proves why Article 15 is near and dear to the heart of the Moors. This proves it. Go ahead, brother, read it.
So, a U.S. note of March 17, 1959, addressed to the Moroccan Ministry of Foreign Affairs, referred to a note from the ministry dated October 8, 1958, in which the embassy had been informed that the Moroccan government had decided to strike all prescriptions, had decided to strike all prescriptions relating to Moroccan nationality from the text of the Madrid Convention. The U.S. note said, in part, quote, the government of the United States of America, having unilaterally relinquished certain rights in Morocco with the reemergence of Morocco into independence in 1956, considers that in line with historical developments, Article 15 of the Madrid Convention on Protection of 1880 has become obsolete and without effect. Quote, the government of the United States take due cognizance, therefore, of the action taken by the Moroccan government as set forth in its above cited note, which the United States government understands to refer only to Article 15 of the Madrid Convention on Protection of 1880, unquote.
My bad. I was on mute when I was talking. Any questions about that? Let's pause for a second. Any questions about this note, this footnote?
No, but a king cannot. He wasn't the sultan at the time anyway, so they could not do nothing with the treaty. at all.
Hmm. But why are you stressing Article 15 like that, though? That's the question. There's 18 articles. Of all these articles, you choose to focus on Article 15. I wonder why.
Sound like some shit they made up.
Yeah, it is.
They tried to put it in there the last minute just to, just to throw everything off.
Throw the Moors off.
Well, not to throw us off, uh, to commit genocide.
Yeah, that is genocide.
Why is it genocide?
Because
What law does it go against?
I can't
Right
quote
to a
it.
nationality,
It's our nationality.
name.
Every man has a right to his nationality.
Not that one, but yeah,
Okay.
but not that one.
Okay.
It's more powerful. It's way more powerful than that.
Mhm.
The
Y'all
supreme
got to
law of
remember
the
these
land.
things. What was that?
Supreme law of the land.
Yeah, but no, it's another level. What I'm speaking about is the highest of international law. I need you guys to take notes. I've been teaching these classes, so we've talked about this before. So always remember this. What is the highest law in international law? It preempts all laws.
Just causes human rights.
My man, Islam chief. Islam. My man. That's my man's in them. In my DMX voice on belly. That's my man's in them. Thank you.
Appreciate
Islam.
That's my man's in them. Yeah. Mhm.
Human rights. Human rights.
Just cogents.
Just
But then there's
concept.
another term.
Just cogent.
I kind of said it when I said it preempts all laws. And you guys know what I'm talking about.
Peremptory,
There you go.
Peremptory norms.
There you
peremptory
go.
norms, yeah,
There you go.
norms.
The preemptory norms of international law. Just coaching, so from which there shall be no derogation. There is no derogation. You cannot violate human rights. Period. And that's above even the right to nationality of the rights of indigenous people. It's before that. It predates it and trumps it. So that's one of their issues right there. That's why it was done in part. That was a jewel that was dropped on me by Jermaine. I tell y'all more, man. I'm very transparent and I'm not, you know what I mean? There's no ego with me. Honesty is honesty. Truth is truth. Real was keep it real. What's real is what's real. Just keep it real. Y'all remember that term? I come from the 90s. I'm a 90s dude, man. Keep it real. And if I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna keep it real. So just as well as he's a dirty Moor, you get credit for that. You also get credit for uh uh dropping that jewel of part versus whole. In part versus whole. So what's the difference between in part versus in whole? What do you guys recall? Anyone want to share?
In part is not the entire submission.
Entire submission coming from who?
It wasn't ratified.
There you go. It wasn't right about who.
The three parts of government.
Well, nah, not by the three parts. The three parts never the judicial branch that they have nothing to do with the political affairs of the state.
Oh, okay.
So that leaves what?
Right by the Sultan.
No, we're
No,
talking about the United States, good brother.
the
Oh, my
executive
bad.
branch, and the goodness gracious, right?
Legislative branch.
Legislative branch, the executive branch and the legislative.
So what's the legislative branch in the United States?
The legislative branch is the United States.
Come on, boys. Y'all got to know this. We are
That's
statesmen.
Congress.
Congress.
That's Congress.
Okay, thank you. Which is made up of two bodies. What are those two bodies?
Senate and the House of Representatives.
Thank you. Who does the Senate represent? The state. Who does the House of Representatives represent?
Municipality,
The people.
Pete,
The people.
the local.
The people. Thank you. Excellent, excellent. Well, it's, you learn by association. Everyone learn by association. So if you say the House of Representatives, that means that they're representing someone. And who is it that they're representing? Usually, when you're representing someone, especially as a government official, who are you representing? The people. You see. So it's in part because the Senate, Congress never ratified this. There was a unilateral executive decision. What do they call it? What Trump went crazy doing when he first came in? Executive orders? Yeah.
Executive orders.
Yeah. It's like an executive order. Holds no weight. And whole means what? In respective to that, contradictive to that, in whole means what? It's the opposite. Come on, Morris, work with me. Y'all got it. Stop acting nervous and shy. Y'all got half the time y'all be knowing it and act like you don't even know. Come on. What's in whole represent? Y'all know. If in part means that it wasn't fully ratified by with the full state of the full weight of the state, meaning
Promulgated.
huh?
Fully promulgated.
No.
Fully.
Well,
I mean, you can say that, yeah, fully promulgated, but how do you keep it simple? Don't
Acceded to.
overthink. What is the opposite of what we just discussed regarding in part? What's the opposite of that? So it in part means that Congress did not ratify it, then what in whole means?
Congress ratified it.
That's it. It's that simple. Congress and the executive branch, they both ratified it. And now it became in whole because it's the full weight of the state backing the law. That's why this is not a law. And so this happened when? When did this note to strike the text of Article 15 come into play? What year?
1959.
Mm-hmm. Which is post what? Let me ask you this way. What happened in 1956?
The Kingdom of Morocco was
Muhammad the
established.
Fifth became the king.
You see,
The Kingdom of Morocco was
what I be doing to y'all? I force you to think.
Muhammad the Fifth became
Get them daggone juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Right after their so-called, it's in there. What is that? Their so-called independence? No. Independence. It is a transition at best. Ain't no independence. Because what happened to the dark-skinned original, the founders and true possessors of the Moroccan Empire? What happened to them? That's who they're talking about to strike the record from, to keep them naturalized, keep them as expatriates, and do away with the state. Because truth be told, the Kingdom of Morocco is a continuation of the French rule, the French protectorate, the French colonization, because the Kingdom of Morocco is still under French rule. That's a continuation of that colonial activity. And the Sultan could not decolonize from France. Why the Sultan, Muhammad V, at the time, could not decolonize from France?
Because he was young.
No, age ain't got nothing to do with this. Age ain't nothing but a number.
At that time he was a sultan.
No,
No, I don't know.
I mean he was,
Ceded
but
the
that's not the
authority.
reason.
Yeah, he was. Then he went to be a king.
It has something to do with title.
Are you talking
Give
about
you a
that?
hint. Somebody said something. What was that?
He ceded the authority. Frank.
Say that again, good brother. For some reason you're going in and out.
I said he ceded the authority to France.
Oh, okay. That's a good answer, but that's not the answer.
Nah.
That's a good answer though, but that's not the answer. Why he couldn't decolonize? Who are the only people that can decolonize? Let's ask it that way.
Sovereign and
The original peoples of the
yeah,
landmass.
There you
the
go. The
people.
original people, the indigenous people.
Right,
So
yeah.
I'll ask again, why was Sultan Muhammad V not able to decolonize? Now that you have that as a basis of understanding, the question shall or should hit different. Why was the Sultan Muhammad V not able to decolonize?
He wasn't the sovereign of the land.
Why not? What the hell is
He
he?
was mixed.
He was
He
wasn't
was
he
mixed with
Arabic?
European.
He was Arabic, wasn't
There you go. He was a pale Arab,
he?
European mixed with
Arabic.
European, mixed with
Yeah.
European, like Wazir Rashid said. Yep, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because the original Moors wasn't holding that office. It was only the original Moors, the indigenous Moors that could decolonize. So instead of decolonizing and getting rid of France, they just okay, we'll just establish a whole other country and just call it the Kingdom of Morocco, and we'll set forth a note to strike Article 15 in the Moroccan nationality. Yet while at the same so your um how do you cut off your own nose to spite your own face? Because what you're saying that the Moroccan nationality is obsolete and without effect, what nationality do they stand by or stand on?
Moroccan.
Yeah.
Use it. They use
The foolishness. I mean, it's right
it.
there. The
Yeah.
U.S. note of March 17,
Yeah, busy. I
1959
guess
address.
busy be hopping off at the mouth already to bowl.
Sound what?
Hey, G, you got to put yourself on mute, bro. A U.S. note of March 17, 1959 addressed to the Moroccan Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So you call yourself Moroccan Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but then you say that the Moroccan nationality is
They couldn't control the people, so they're like, forget it. Y'all can have them French in America. Y'all can experiment. They can be your experimentation. We're gonna keep the nationality. You could do what you will with them.
so when the Moorish Americans said that the Americans stole our nationality, is that not a bold-faced misunderstanding? Egregious misunderstanding?
Yeah.
It's the Arabs over there that stole our nationality as Moroccan. So now we got to say Moroccan Moors. And then they took the flag, which is still a French flag anyway, Mr. Bay State Republic. It's a French flag with the five-pointed green star. It appeared in 1915 under the French protectorate, sir.
Yeah.
Period. It's a French flag. So that's why it represents the Kingdom of Morocco. You see? It has Moorish symbology on it. But again, the Frenchmen, the bailiffs, the courts. I don't know about in 1952 up until what year, because the ICJ pointed out that they've been using Frenchmen. But who was the original people of France? The original people of all these countries were Moors. Whether it's France, whether it's Great Britain, wherever, whatever, it became white some way, somehow. Mameluke thing, right? They're Mamelukes working on behalf of the Moors that are the ones that are behind the scenes that we now know as what? What do we call those Moors that are behind, those European Moors that are behind the scenes shaping society? What do we call them? Y'all know the term. Black what?
Blackamoors.
Nah.
No, pardon me. What was the question again, so?
What do we refer to those black people behind the scenes, the Holy Roman Empire and all that, with all the crests?
Black Boule,
No,
black.
with the crest, you know, the family crest and all these things that shows, you know, like the crest that the Pope Benedict the 12, I think, his his office had a symbol, a crest with a Moor at the top left corner, called him the fencing Moor. Had a crown and a gold hoop earring.
Mm.
What do we call
Black black nobility.
There you go. Black nobility. You also got what they call a black pope. The black nobility, these Europeans, the face that you see are Mamelukes. They're placeholders. And the black nobility or the boule or whoever, whatever you call them, Illuminati, whatever, they're the ones behind the scenes conducting everything. Doesn't that sound familiar? So Jermaine is conducting himself as the black nobility. He tried to put me in the position of a placeholder. That shit didn't work. So now you got to switch gears. Now you got to course correct. And let me use someone else who's probably actually stupid, because we found out that Abdul ain't no damn fool. So let me find another fool to play this game. And he found him. His name is Kendon Bay. So now he's the other fool, the other stupid, who's okay with being the puppet. Just as well as Sun Jr., Dre. While he plays the role of the man behind the scenes who's running everything. So Dre and Kendon are his Mamelukes. I mean, I'm just saying it is what it is. Calling it for what it is. So we got these Moors behind the scenes who's running all this, right? But at the end of the day, it all comes back to the Moors. What else happened here? Okay. So what else did they say? I always wondered when he did this class, he only spoke on one thing, one of these two. It was very interesting to me. And he could not explain why he only focused on that one word, obsolete. I'm talking about Jermaine.
Was it the actor? The
Diaz.
actor?
Huh?
Was it the words was one of them words was actor?
No, I got it highlighted. Obsolete.
Obsolete. Okay.
Diaz couldn't explain why he would only say obsolete and not without effect. He only focused on obsolete. But it's important to note that without effect is just as important. Why is that? Why is obsolete and without effect important and go hand in hand? Somebody want to take a shot at it? Use your just don't overthink it. Just
I give
me
it
an
a shot.
answer.
Obsolete without effect. It's obsolete because it's without effect of being ratified.
Without effect of being ratified?
Yes.
I wouldn't say that. Someone else want to give it a shot?
Okay.
I've spoke on this before.
I would say it's obsolete because there's no uniformity, there's no unity, right? Like the Moors weren't functioning at that time.
At that time, all the way till now. But
Well,
no,
yeah.
no, but no, obsolete. Okay, keep obsolete simple. Very simple. If you stop using something, what happens to it?
It becomes obsolete.
Okay, so Blockbuster is obsolete right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
it is. Okay.
What is relevant now? Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
So obsolete became I'm sorry. Blockbuster became obsolete. Redbox became obsolete. So then, as it relates to us, why is Moroccan obsolete?
We haven't been
He wasn't utilizing it.
yeah.
Because okay, well, now we're getting somewhere. So if we ain't using Moroccan, then what are we using?
American.
Okay, yes and no. There's a stronger word that we stand on.
Moorish.
No, hell no.
Oh.
If that was the case, then it wouldn't be obsolete. Moorish is Moroccan, so no, it ain't Moorish.
Right. So African American.
Thank you. I mean, it's simple. We're all overthinking, but it ain't even that. The average person on the street, the average brother and sister on the street, they don't say that. What do they say?
Black.
Say what they say. Thank you.
Black.
Black.
Colors.
Black.
No, black.
Straight black.
Say it
Black.
loud. You're black and you're proud. Black.
Yeah.
That's the word that we stand on the most. We stand on that more than anything else.
Yep.
A lot of black
They
people don't like the American term. That and they're correct. They shouldn't because that they recognize the white man as the Americans. Then somehow we end up going back into saying, "Oh no, it's us who are the Americans." No, the black man is right. The BLM movement is right. Black Liberation Movement, not Black Lives Matter. Black Liberation Movement, the movement that I've always been a part of. Jermaine Diaz, while he's over there being a shark out there in the past 20 years, sharking people. I was trying to find a way to decolonize, not knowing what I was doing. See the difference between me and you, sir? We're not the same. Cut from two different cloth. I come from silk. You come from some low budget cotton. Black is what we started to use, which then caused the Moroccan nationality to become obsolete.
They
Now,
really stand on it too. I'm black and I'm proud. Oh, that's
right. Now, due to that fact, because the nationality is now obsolete, now we have no effect, right?
right.
Please follow me, Morris. I hope that y'all taking notes. Now, because we're using black, Moroccan nationality became obsolete, which then took away our effect. Effect to do what?
Respect the government.
Thank you. The effect to enforce the treaty is the effect.
Right.
To collect the taxes, the effect to govern. That's the reason why I'm like, bro, why are you disregarding the word without effect? Huh? That's very curious. I know now. I know why now. Hindsight is 2020. So then, fast forward 144 years later. Coming back over here. The above ruling has never yet been acted upon. And should this at any time, now or later, or any time in between, at any time, be contemplated seriously, a large number of naturalized people, why not say a large number of naturalized black people? Oh yeah, I forgot. You're confining your remarks. My bad, Hoffman. Yeah, I'll let you do your thing. I get it though. Right? American and others. Everybody. The black man, the Americans, and others. Everybody who's residing in Morocco will be affected thereby. Why? Why would they be affected thereby? What is the opposite of obsolete?
Full
effect.
No, that's the opposite of without effect. What is the opposite of obsolete?
Obsolete and
Absolute.
absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
That's
absolute.
that's Amir Kane L's favorite word. You like that word? You know, when I was in the military, our favorite um our preferred drink to get slizzard was Absolute. Absolute vodka. That's why that's Amir Kane's favorite word. Absolute. I'm clowning. Absolute. Absolute. Without effect, full effect. Are you following me thus far? So the Moroccan nationality became obsolete and without effect. Why is it obsolete and without effect? Because the above ruling has never yet been acted upon. However, should this at any time be contemplated seriously, meaning that we return back to Morocco, what happens? Your nationality once again becomes absolute and with
And
full
what
effect,
that? Yeah.
which is why a large number of naturalized people, American and others residing in Morocco, would be affected thereby because the Moors are now back in their proper place and in their proper person. What is that called in law? A Latin phrase. In propria persona sui juris. Right? So now the Moors come back into in propria persona sui juris, making it absolute again with full effect to now start governing once again. And that activity in it of itself is what's going to cause, right? Would be a cause an effect. Everyone would be affected thereby. It will cause the naturalized people, American and others residing in Morocco, to be affected thereby. It's a major effect because that means where we went from obsolete without effect, Negroes, blacks, and colors with no power or authority, to now being absolute with full effect, Moroccans with full authority. Y'all follow?
Mm-hmm.
This is how you know Article 15 is needed for the Moors. This is an important article for the Moors, which then allows for this right here. Let's go. Allows for this right here. Where is it? Right here. Let's just start. We can start here. Someone read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is the Act of Algeciras, 1906.
One, a declaration relative to the organization of the police.
So now we have our nationality being absolute with full effect to now do what? Organize the police. What else?
2, a regulation concerning the detection and repression of the contraband of arms.
So now the Moroccan nationality became absolute with full effect to do what? Regulate the detection and repression of contraband of arms. 3, go ahead.
An act of concession for a Moroccan state bank.
The nationality became absolute with full effect to enact an act of concession for a Moroccan state bank. Go ahead. 4.
A declaration concerning a better return of taxes and the creation of new revenues.
The nationality becomes absolute with full effect to do what? To declare or have a declaration concerning a better return of taxes and the creation of new revenues. How you gonna create new revenues as a Negro? In the status of obsolete and without effect. So you got to come into being absolute with full effect in order to now what? Creation of new revenues and the collection of taxes. Number 5. Or section 5.
Regulation concerning the customs of the empire and the repression of fraud and smuggling.
So the Moroccan nationality has to come into absolute status with full effect in order to now do what? Repression of fraud and smuggling in our daggone ports. Period. And number 6.
A declaration relative to public services and public works.
We need our nationality back in full effect. Absolute. Right? To govern the public services and the public works of the Empire of Morocco. What else? You see how I'm tying this in together with absolute and obsolete? Or absolute and without effect versus obsolete? Obsolete without effect to absolute with full effect. What else does it do? The preamble, inspired by the interest attaching itself to the reign of order. So the interest attaching itself is the foreign Europeans. They're attaching themselves to the empire. Inspired by the interest attaching itself to the reign of order, peace, and prosperity in Morocco, and recognizing that the attainment thereof can only be effected by means of the introduction of reforms based upon the triple principle of the sovereignty and independence of His Majesty the Sultan Abdul Al-Kabir, not no damn Kendon Bey. That boy need to go find him a scale and a block and a stoop and go, that's your skill set, sir. That's your skill set. The integrity of his domains and economic liberty without any inequality. Now keep in mind that the integrity of his domains and economic liberty without any inequality and the sovereignty and independence, that doesn't start and end with me. I'm just the face representing it. I'm a Mameluke too. Who are the puppet masters that control me to a degree? Who are the puppet masters that control me as the Sultan?
The people.
The people. The people. Which means that the sovereignty and independence, integrity of domains, and economic liberty without any inequality trickles down to the people. You see? But it always starts with the representative, the one who's representing the people, the one who the people came together, including AMPAC 2.0, Monica, Dre, Jermaine Diaz. I saw your mama. I wonder who the hell you are. What is your true national identity, Jermaine? You and Nova share the same thing with y'all Castilians, both of you. I see it. Isaac, the alcoholic, who wants to be some AG. He should just be AA. He's not AG, he's an AA. Watson Ali, all these people, all of them. Mr. Who's going to write the documents? All those people came together and say, you're the Sultan, Abdul. So then now I have a fiduciary duty to those people. That includes those on this call to everyone. That also includes who? Who else do I have a fiduciary duty to? Although they didn't vote for me. Who else?
The traitors.
Come on, Lord.
The treasonous traitors. Dirty Moors.
No. Article 102. Who else do I have a fiduciary duty to? Article 102 answers that question. Read Article 102.
Subjects. Every confiscation, fine, or penalty must be imposed on foreigners by consular jurisdiction and on Moorish subjects by Sharifian jurisdiction.
So again, who else do I have a fiduciary duty to?
Moorish subjects.
And who are they?
Black people.
Black people are so-called black.
There you go. I have a fiduciary duty to all my people, whether you voted for me or not, whether you know about it or not, whether you are Moroccan or not, whether you chose the entire submission or not. whether you recognize me or not, whether you like me or not. I took an oath, and I took that. I'm serious about that oath. And I'll say it again, the same thing that I told Jermaine. I don't care about being no daggone sultan. I promise you, I don't. But I was voted into it, so I got to take this responsibility serious. Had I been guilty of the lies that was spewed by Jermaine and Monica and Dre and all of them, there wouldn't have been a need for an impeachment proceeding. There wouldn't be a need for it. Do you know why? Because unlike Jermaine, I said it again, we're not built the same. We're two different people. I come from a different family tree. My background, the people in my family, the people that I come from are not the same. He come from unscrupulous people. I come from honest, upstanding people, accountable. That's all I know. That's where I come from. Not him, as you can see in his behavior and his disposition. So an impeachment proceedings wouldn't be necessary because Abdul Al-Kabir would have just either begged for forgiveness, called for a vote to say, can, can we do a referendum to say who wants me out and who don't? And if the vote is 51%, they want you to leave. They want you to go sit down somewhere. I'll go sit down somewhere. Don't know. I'll get back to what I was doing before. Focus and double and triple down on that and build my own wealth because I got those skill sets, Jermaine. Flipping businesses is just the same way as flipping properties. Hint, hint. I ain't no damn fool. Who the hell you think you was dealing with? I'll go double and triple down on real estate, bro. Build my own thing. And while y'all work with the empire and do what you do. And I'll still remain as I would still remain as I don't know, advisor of some sort. I would still assist in some capacity because I did wrong. And I will be accountable as a man up and say, okay, that's my bad on that. I'll step away. If that's what y'all want, I'll go spend my time with my family and do my thing, build what I need to build for my son and myself while the empire continues, and I will continue with the assisting of the empire. But as a head of state, there's so much responsibility. I can't just focus on me. I got to focus. This is a very unselfish position to be in. Very unselfish. And it's very difficult. Because I got to answer to the empire, but then I got to answer to my damn family, my son, and my own life. It's a very difficult thing to straddle. It would have been easy for me to just, all right, y'all could have it. No worries. I'm not pressed by no damn title. I'm pressed by decolonization, whatever it takes. If I'm not the right person for you all, then fine. Let's redo this thing. I'll go sit down, and whoever we vote in as the next sultan, I'm behind him 100%. I'll assist. That's how I'm made up. That's me. That's my personality makeup. I told him this before in one of our last text messages. I told him I don't give a damn. Y'all want to remove me because of my position on things. I don't care. It's all good. I'm not here for no title. I'm here for decolonization. I've been at it for 20 years. I just want to see it happen. I don't have to be the sultan to make it happen. It's called accountability. But since I've been given the scepter of power, I have to take on that responsibility. I mean, you're not going to take it away from me out of lies and corrupt deceit and malfeasance. And no, you ain't gonna punk me out of it now. We ain't gonna do that. If you're being honest and forthcoming and transparent with what really happened, by all means, I'm like, okay, yeah, I did do that. That's my bad. People know that about me. People, all of them know that about me. That's one of the main things they like about me. So if you see me kicking up dust, then clearly it's because I'm innocent. And somebody trying to play some games with me, and I'm not gonna stand by it, Jermaine. I'm not gonna stand by and let it happen. You ain't gonna punk me out of my position. You ain't gonna trick me out of my position. I'm not a mere Cain L. Oh, I want to be the Minister of Defense. I want to put hands on people. Soon as Jermaine getting all up in his ear, all of a sudden, oh, I'm a paper pusher now. I'm an administrator now. I'm an AG now. Man, boy, go sit your behind down somewhere. You could barely write a doc. You can't even write a love letter. You can't stay sober long enough to write anything. You'll be stumbling all over the paper. Chicken scratch. Look like Chinese writing. Boy, go sit down somewhere. Man, you guys are a daggone shame. You guys are shameful. It's an embarrassment. I stick my finger down my throat to make that throw up thing that white people do. You know, back in the days, white people would stick their hands in their throat to signal, I'm going to throw up. You make me want to throw up. Make me want to earl. And he knows a lot about earling. So you get drunk, you earl. Huh. Hangovers. I'm very accountable. I don't have to be the Sultan, but you're not going to punk me out of it. You're not going to lie about it. That's not, I don't stand by that. We ain't doing that. And you're also not going to puppet me around. I'm not Dre. I'm not Kendon. I'm not your sons. Islam Moors. So I have a fiduciary duty to the Moors subjects as well. So in the fact that I was given the scepter of power, I have to take it seriously. And it's very difficult. It's not easy, especially dealing with a bunch of horrible character flaws in varying degrees from Jermaine on down to whoever. That we're still seeing today. We're still seeing it today. Within the new empire, I'm seeing it. The bottom line is we have a problem with unity, loyalty, conformity, and obedience as a people, as a whole. It doesn't matter who's in charge. But at the end of the day, who's in charge does matter because the idea for the leader is to galvanize everyone and bring them together in unity, loyalty, conformity, and obedience. And I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. Everything else after that is left up to the Moors. How bad do you really want this? We got to come together and make it happen, Moors. So this is the reason for the reason for the subject matter. Why is Article 15 is so important to the Moors? It brings us back into the absolute and effect and full effect status of our nationality so that we can now start to govern. And keep in mind, in order for this to be able to work, in order for us to be able to repatriate back to the empire, in order for us to do what? Act upon the above ruling, we needed what is it that we needed to do? We had to reinstate the government of the empire. We had to reinstate the government of the state. You follow? Because again, the state has always been there. It's continuous, but it cannot speak for itself. Who and what speaks for the state? The government, which gives it the capacity to enter into relations. Montevideo Convention. You follow me, Morris? So we needed to reinstate the government to then now establish that portal, I should say, portal. Well, the portal is Article 15. You have to go through the portal that brings you into the Moroccan nationality on the other end of that portal. So the portal is twofold. It's Article 15, along with the government of the empire, the government of Morocco. That's why you see it says. That's why you see it. You see that it says it right here with the consent of the government of Morocco. What's the key word here? Government, not the state. The government. Follow? So we have to reinstate the government. The government is the government, and Morocco is the state. Right? So the government, let's do it in blue. Oh, that's not blue. Dark green. So government is in light green. Morocco is in dark green. So government is the government, and Morocco is the state. Islam. So we had to in June 8, 2024, when I took the oath before the world, with my hands on the Constitution, we reinstated the government on behalf of the state. In doing so, the government set up the administrative reforms, including the WRC trusteeship system, which allowed the Moors now to do what? Choose the entire submission, which allows the Moors now to do what? Act upon the ruling set forth by who? I'm gonna ask it again. Who set forth the Treaty of Madrid? What was the name of the Sultan that set forth the Treaty of Madrid 1880?
Hassan the First.
Gratitude. Gracias. You don't like my Spanish, huh, Jermaine? Gracias, mi amigo. You don't like my Spanish, huh, Jermaine? Diaz. Well, you're Panamanian. Oh, all of a sudden, huh? Man, go sit down somewhere. Fool. Trump. At any rate, you're correct. Good brother. Thank you for answering that question. And this is the reason why the Treaty of Madrid, Article 15, which was set forth by Sultan Hassan I, is important and dear to us. And then also we had to reinstate the empire because, again, at the time, the empire was in full effect, went into a shallow grave. We had to bring it back out of the shallow grave by establishing the government and electing the Sultan, the head of state. Who is who? Who's the Sultan of the Empire of Morocco?
Abdul Al-Kabir.
Sultan Abdul Al-Kabir.
No. Say the full name. Say it the way Jermaine used to say it. What is your political father's name? Abdul Smith Al-Kabir. Yeah. Say Kendon's name with that same energy, Jermaine. Please do. I'm waiting on it. You hesitate to say his name because you know good and goddamn well that boy ain't no damn sultan. Special elections. Man, y'all go sit down somewhere. Excuse my language. Islam Morris. So this is where we're at. We need to repatriate so that we can now bring the nationality back to absolute and full effect status so that we can now govern our own affairs. We can take our place in the affairs of men and women on an international level as international peoples, which we are as Moors. The term Moor is not a domestic word. It is an international word. Moroccan isn't, so we don't even necessarily have to go by the term indigenous, autochthonous, aboriginal, or original, none of that. Just say more. More covers all those statuses and more. By saying more, you're saying indigenous, you're saying original, aboriginal, autochthonous, all of that. We are the Moors of Morocco. And it is our job now as a people, is our duty, our obligation, and our responsibility to bring the absolute status of our nationality so that we can have the full effect to govern our own destiny. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we close out? Well, this was a great class, Morris. Thank you for your attention. I hope you took some notes. And I hope Jermaine Diaz took notes as well and all his cronies. Yes, sir. Go forward with your proposed plan that you was texting Judge Cicero. And do remember the response that I gave Judge Cicero to give to you. Go back and read the text message so you'll see it was verbatim. Do as you please. Do whatever the hell you want to do, Jermaine. It's not going to stop what I'm doing and what's coming down the pipe. Now that will remain a secret until it needs to be delivered. So I already know who not to tell. Because I have a good idea who's your mold, who are your molds that's in the empire, right? Going back, sharing information with you. That reeks of desperation. What are they doing? What are they doing over there? I wonder what they're doing. Be worried about what we're doing. We ain't worried about what you're doing. We care less of what you're doing. All we know about what you're doing is that it's notwithstanding. Void ab initio. Null and void. Anything that you're doing, null and void. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. The Sultan still stands. It was the Sultan who set forth the investigation. It was the Sultan under a state of emergency that got rid of all of you chumps, traitors, seditious traitors. And that stands on the public record. Islam. And power to the people. See you next week, Morris.
Long live
Long
the
live the
Empire
Empire
and
and
His
His Majesty the
Majesty
Sultan.
Sultan. Islam.
Long live
Long
the
live the
Empire,
Empire and His
His
Majesty
Majesty
the
the
Sultan.
Long live the Empire and His
Lord.
Majesty.
Long live the
Lord,
Majesty
His
the
Majesty the
Sultan.
Sultan.
That's right.
Islam.
Islam.
Long